Hello and welcome to This Week in Frax. I'm Sam McCullough, your trusty producer. I'm here with DeFi Dave.
Hello.
And Capital K. What's up, sir?
GM.
So welcome to This Week in Frax. We got a big lineup this week. We had some major crypto outlets, media outlets, start to report on Fraxtal being launched. We had CoinDesk come out with a short interview with Sam where they had a couple of quotes from him. Did you guys see this?
Yeah.
This CoinDesk article. So Sam actually kind of changed the timeline up a bit. We had been thinking that Fraxchain, aka Fraxtal, was going to launch by the end of January, but in this, Sam says that it's going to launch in the first week of February. So it looks like it's been pushed back a week.
With Etherscan.
With Etherscan,
Day one.
Yeah. Fraxscan.
Fraxscan.
Yeah. Yeah. So Sam says it's going to be one of the biggest roll-up releases this year. And more so, he said that he expects a 9-figure TVL in the first month and $1 billion plus for Q1. And that should put us in the top 5 chains soon after if our innovations are well received.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff. I'm sure you saw at the end of the article, he was talking about the incentive system that they're going to roll out, the double incentive system with both Flocks, which is block-based incentives for users and developers, as well as FXTL, this points gauge system. I'm very curious to see how these two things worked with each other, how they're going to play out. Because I know originally it was supposed to be just like block-based incentives, and then points started to gain steam. It's like, oh, how can we use this tool? But it seems like if you look at the timeline, you definitely see some points fatigue, especially with the stuff with Manta, which I think anybody could have seen from a mile away. Like the Manta, like the airdrop farmers were the ones that were farmed. And so as long as this, people understand that this isn't like a system like that, but this is a very novel system where blocks are incentivized on a block by block basis. It's going to be cool to see come out. And I'm eagerly awaiting the docs and threads from Sam.
I think we all are. Yeah. So we also had another announcement that Sam is going to speak at Stable Summit at ETH Denver. So he is going to be speaking on the 28th of February at RealWorks.
29th. 28th of February.
Yeah, 28th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Stable Summit tweet. So he's going to be speaking there at RealWorks, and we are also going to be there as well too. So
yes,
if you're going to be at ETH Denver, come and join the Flywheel Telegram and let's hook up.
Yeah. So Sam has quite the schedule for ETH Denver coming up. On the 27th, he's giving a keynote at AppChain Day about Fraxtal. The 28th, it will be Stable Summit, Frax V3, entire overview how it's the final stablecoin, and then he will be speaking at ETH Denver coming up. So exciting stuff. So triple the Sam, triple the fun.
It's a good one. We will also be there. You'll be able to find us. We'll be doing some interviews, and we will be coming some live.
I'm thinking, for we're gonna Flywheel and Frax will have a strong presence at ETH Denver, considering it's our hometown conference. Currently in the phases of planning another happy hour this year. Also want to plan a more intimate meetup with fellow Fraximalists and Flywheelers for the people out there. But yeah, let's see, if you have any ideas of what events you would like to do. Hey, maybe we can all go out to dinner. Hey, maybe we can all go rock climbing. Hey, we can all go shooting. I'm curious how people are, in the community are feeling. So feel free to give your ideas in the chat or in the comments. Drop us a line.
Yeah, and we're only a couple of weeks away. I mean, we're like 5 weeks away from ETH Denver, so it's gonna be pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Last year's was great.
Yeah, it was cold.
Yeah. Okay, so I actually want to share this with you guys. This is some user generated merch that got posted in the main chat, but this is dope. I actually like this style. What do you guys think of this style for for Frax.
It reminds me of like an 80s hairband, metal band.
Exactly.
I want to.
Oh, I like the misspelled finance.
I think it's AI, but
yeah, it's the AI generated. But just like the style, like I really like it. With Frax is like all black.
I want to see more Fractal merch. We're definitely. Oh yeah, we're gonna come out strong with merch for ETH Denver. So gonna like something like with fractals, like makes sense. Also, my dream merch to see is instead of having the Las Vegas Raiders, just have like Frax Finance replace it because it's like black and white, and like put the Frax logo on the eye patch. I think that would look so sick.
That's dope. I may have to get one of those sweatshirts made for ETH Denver.
Yeah, but Fractal shirts for sure. Got to stick with the Fractal theme. That's what I love about the name Fractal. It gives us so much design space to create merch, to create memes, to get people excited. Now, when everybody sees, and when anyone sees a Fractal, they think of us.
I mean, dude, like the marketing push once Fractal is out is just, I think it's going to be the first time that Frax is really going to be stepping hard on the gas on the marketing side,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and the BD side.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's like one thing to be a protocol at the application level, but when you have a whole rollup and ecosystem, and not just onboarding rollups to your chain, but also inversely getting chains to integrate the fractal in their chains itself, it's a two-way BD effort that we're going to see.
Yeah, definitely. So speaking of BD efforts, we had a couple of proposals come this week. We had a new one from a group called CVX5 that includes CryptoVestor, and then also has a couple of other heavyweights like Third Web or Jason Hitchcock from Third Web, and also Boz as well too. They helped bring Trident Digital into Curve and Convex and help them explain everything there. So I like their proposal. I was wondering more about the fractal stuff just because it hasn't deployed yet, but they kind of had some ideas for it. But
I'm not sure.
It looks that,
I'm not sure there'll be validators. I mean, there's just a single I think it'd just be a single sequencer to start, and then over time, that will decentralize, I assume.
Yeah, but that's a really good team. I mean, we love CryptoVestor.
We love CryptoVestor. Shout out CryptoVestor.
Shout out.
He is the sixth man of DeFi, of like the Frax Curve Convex ecosystem. Like whenever there's something going on, CryptoVestor's there. So we love him.
Yeah, and also Third Web does great stuff as well too. I've spoken to Jason a couple of times, and they've got a really good setup. They provide infrastructure for so many DeFi projects on the back end, and they're really important for the whole infra space. So glad to see what they're doing there. As for other governance that we had this week, we had a governance proposal that actually passed for whitelisting FXBs to the Curve AMO. So that's pretty cool. We don't have FXBs yet, but
soon.
I'm sure
I mean, we've been saying that for like over a month.
Yeah.
Soon.
Yeah, exactly. I thought they were going to launch on January 1st, but
I feel like it must be something in the background. That has to be it, or maybe they're still testing. Who knows?
Yeah, the whole product timeline at the moment is pretty packed with FXBs and also Fractal
and
BAM as well too. So I'm sure they're working on it. Okay, so then we also had a bunch of votes that are up right now. So FIP 319 is going to add a gauge controller for AVV3 on Arbitrumm. That's pretty interesting. That one will receive STIP rewards once it goes live.
Oh, nice.
We also saw a interesting proposal. This is the first of its kind, actually. We saw a new Fraxlend proposal on Ethereum where you would deposit SFrax as collateral, and then you would be able to borrow one of three collateral types: wrapped Bitcoin, wrapped ETH, or stake Frax ETH. Pretty interesting. Yeah. So this would allow you to effectively short whatever asset you're borrowing. So short ETH or short Bitcoin or short stake Frax ETH. And this would be the first non-Frax lending pool if it goes up first. to be added. So we've had other votes to add in non-Frax
proposed it?
borrow pools. Nader.
Mm.
Yeah, Nader. So maybe there's a quick turnaround on this one. We've had several. There's a couple of hanging Fraxlend votes out there where we voted for pairs, but they haven't been added. We did have the GMX vaults come up this week. I believe those ones have gone live. So yeah, it'd be great to see more pairs on Fraxlend.
Yeah, you've been asking that for a while.
Yeah. So it's cool. Great to see that's coming around. Okay, so that's FIP 320, 321, and then 325 for those new Fraxlend pairs. FIP 322. Do you guys know which one this is?
Oh, can you inform us?
That's us.
That's
Snap.
Oh yeah, it's up for vote now. Appreciate all the support we've gotten in the chat and who's voted. We have a few more days until it's complete. So make sure you go out and vote yes if you want to keep supporting what we're doing. All support is appreciated, and we're gonna make Flywheel have the best year yet for Flywheel and Frax, especially with Fraxtal coming out. It's gonna be big for us. It gives that, like, the fact that Fraxtal is coming out and all these different projects are going to come to Fractal, like, really widens the coverage that we can do at Flywheel, because for a while, especially for our Frax-related stuff, we've been siloed with just, what's going on in Frax, and then interviewing people outside with the main Flywheel pod. But when Fraxtal comes out, man, like, think about all the projects we can cover. Think about how much we can boost the ecosystem. Think about how much good we can do, to anybody that comes. It's like, boom, they have, and on one hand, they have block space incentives. On the other hand, they have social incentives with us. So it's, exciting stuff coming on.
Yeah, definitely. Fractal is going to be a massive boost for the Frax community with all the different projects building on it, and we will be covering every single one. Okay, so then we also had FIP 323 and 324, which is to deploy Frax and Frax ETH to the Eclipse mainnet. Eclipse is a ETH L2 that is running the Solana virtual machine, and this offers increased efficiency and lower fees by using the SVM.
Lower fees, you say?
Yeah. I think Eclipse is also like it has all three of the big names, right? The ETH side, the Solana VM, and also the Celestia DA as well too. So it's like all three in one.
Do you think it's going to be in the top 5 for ETH L2s?
I don't know too much about it, to be honest. I mean, I've seen like memes of it. It's a creative endeavor. I wonder how, they're doing community wise and how they're like getting TVL. It's interesting because they have alignment with these different communities, whether it's Solana with the SVM or Ethereum with being an L2, or with Cosmos with a Celestia. So, let's see if they can use the power of memes to get TVL over.
But did the Eclipse team post that, Sam, or who's the author?
It was the Eclipse team. Yeah,
I wonder if they're pretty. Yeah, good for that. I mean, yeah. I feel I'm depending. Do we know the TVL of Eclipse, guys?
I don't know if they've launched yet.
There you go. So, doubtful that.
But that's really great that they're reaching out preemptively to yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that would be great to have on day one. I know that. Please go read the governance proposal. They have a link into their mirror where you can read about the Eclipse mainnet and which they call the Ethereum SVM L2. It's quite detailed and goes over what is going to be involved with this being launched. Looks pretty cool. I wonder if they can break $500 million of TVL within the first couple of weeks. That would put them in the top 6. Base is sitting at number 5 with $725 million of TVL right now. So it may be doable for them if they can catch enough hype.
What's Blast at?
1.3 billion.
Unlaunched yet. Yeah, but it's not launched yet. I mean, they're looking at what, like March or April for that launch? Yeah. But if Frax goes to over $1 billion worth of TVL within Q1 and all the other TVLs stay the same, it would be the third largest L2 in the entire ETH L2 ecosystem.
It sounds like a repricing event, not financial advice.
So if we hit $1 billion TVL, we would be number 3 behind Arbitrumm and then Optimism, and then number 4 would be Manta, 5 would be Metis. I'm actually surprised that like Metis is beating out Base at the moment.
Really?
Yeah. Base is in
Vitalik
number
mommy
5.
chain, of course.
Guess it's not all about that base then.
So yeah. So have you guys been farming any of the Arbitrum STIP rewards?
I haven't been active on chain really. Have you?
Yeah. I've looked at Premia. Premia's been great. They've had triple-digit yields for quite a while now. I think they have a few $100,000 worth of TVL over there. The Ramses yields are also great as well too. And it looks great over there. Additionally, we have the Vaultcraft yields, which are in full swing as well too. And we are running a weekly spreadsheet that we update every Monday, where you can come and get an update on TVL and also APYs for all the pools.
If you like your yields,
we're tracking that. So yeah,
that's the place for you.
You know what I'm really excited about, and we may have to do a little video about this, is our upcoming episode for next week.
Yeah. Next week we have on the legend, the shit poster, the Bera himself, Smokey from Berachain, doing his first full-length interview, I believe. Everything in Berachain. We go into the lore, how it works from proof of liquidity, Polaris, go into the community they've built, how they built it. We just talk shop. We talk about a few points of alpha that you want to hear at the end of the episode, and potential collaborations with Frax in the future. The thing that me and Kit were saying at the end of the episode would be like a Bera AMO would be sick, because it's basically if like Convex was a chain with all the different bribes and incentive games, but it's at like the chain level. If like Frax was like their day one, that would be
day one validator.
Day one validator. That would be pretty sick.
Speaking of validators, you can actually run a Berachain testnet validator right now. So might have to do a video for that for next week.
Yeah,
it looks I don't know. We don't know anything.
I've been impressed with the Berachain guys since I first met them in September 2022, and since 0xD24 first mentioned them back on his episode, all the way back then. At a time when I was like, there's too many L1s out there, why do we need another one? They kind of showed me the light and showed me what's possible with Cosmos too. So I'm excited for this interview coming up. This was one of the interviews that I felt energized after, and I felt like I was like more awake from the beginning till the end. I was like, I was ready for more. So it will be a treat for people, for sure.
So what do you guys think about the whole points system? Are we past points?
I think it's just so funny because we used to say, like airline miles, we can just put them on chain. And then we just went back to points. I think points are here to stay, but I think, it's like airdrops. It's a tool. It's a tool for incentivization. So I think it's here to stay. And there's going to be people that do points right and people that do points wrong. But I think, we might have seen like the points fad, like, hyping up points. I just think it's I don't know. It's one thing to be excited about an airdrop. It's like, okay, I know something fungible of value is coming. But with like points, I don't even know like what exactly am I going to get rewarded? It's kind of a game. If I know like it's actually going to be a token, then that's great. But if it's just like points for the sake of points, who knows?
Yeah. So there was also some other interesting things that has been happening. We have been applying for a Frax base pool for PYUSD on Curve.
Ooh. You mean Frax PYUSD?
Yeah, Frax PYUSD as a base pool on Curve. So that is currently being voted on in governance.
That would be huge.
Right. Remember, we pointed that out, right? Like, why would it not be Frax BP PYUSD?
Yeah.
Instead, it was Frax PYUSD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The age of 1,000 base pools is coming upon us.
Yeah.
And also for Curve as well, too. Nader went on the governance forums just 2 days ago and proposed to deploy Curve on Fraxtal, Frax Finance Chain.
And
Wow.
natural. Curve and Fractal.
Who would have thought? But that should be pretty cool. I know they will probably be there day one as well too, seeing how we have integrations with them.
Wow. Do you guys think like we're gonna migrate Fraxlend, Fraxswap, and all of that over?
I wouldn't say migrate.
I don't know. Yeah.
So just launch like another instance of it on Fraxtal.
Yeah.
I see.
Especially FraxSwap. With probably everything that's we see on Ethereum we'll see on Fractal. And then you're gonna have things like BAM. And BAM's gonna be the killer app. I feel like BAM is gonna be the thing that really, really gets degens excited, really gets people excited as, you know, now you can lever up on long tail assets.
Yeah. And like all the products that we have now for Frax will be over there. And then I'm sure all the new teams that are coming to build will be doing some great stuff as well too.
Yeah.
So that's that pretty much wraps it up for this week. Did you guys have anything else you wanted to cover?
Vote yes for FIP 322.
That's I agree. We're here for you, and you know, we're making all this stuff for everyone at home. So thank you for tuning in, and your support means the world to us.
Yeah. And if you want to catch us every week, make sure you hit that bell button, you subscribe, leave us a comment, let us know what you think. Give us a like. Make sure you follow us on our socials at Flywheel DeFi on Twitter, TikTok, and Telegram. You can go to our website, flywheeldefi.com, subscribe for all the latest updates. Frax DeFi Alpha. Do it right now. You'll thank yourself later. You can follow me on Twitter at DeFi Dave 22.
You follow me at 0xcapital_K.
And I'm at traders_.
And we'll see you next week.
Yes.